Hello everyone. In a recent video, I touched on the idea of healing and success being one, and this is very true, and it struck a chord with a lot of you. I received a lot of emails and questions about healing specifically. So we're going to explore this idea further, and we're going to specifically discuss a technique known as the Essene mirror technique, as it says in 1 Corinthians 13:12. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. And this is all relevant to the sacred secretion, because mirror technique can help us raise our vibratory frequency and consequently multiply CSF and help to activate the biochemicals of enlightenment. So how are healing and success entwined? Well, it's very difficult to align yourself with your divine purpose and to know your worth and to keep your vibration high and to really manifest the life of your dreams when you're just not feeling good because you need healing. And this is because healing and success are one. Wounds of the soul caused by betrayal, grief, disappointment, abandonment, humiliation. I mean, these things can all help us to grow and develop. Don't get me wrong, they can be very important teachers. But these things and other challenging circumstances, if we don't process them, can cloak us in this overwhelming kind of darkness and even like a sense of desperation at times. And this kind of aggravation and depression, these states can be very debilitating. When we're hurt or confused, both conscious and subconscious mechanisms can lock us into a sort of perpetual trauma cycle if we're not careful. So basically, if we don't spend time healing and releasing and transmuting ill programming, we can end up attracting the same experience over and over again, which we obviously don't want. So oftentimes we can be aware of the useless and self-depreciating habits, but we can't seem to shift back into our true selves. Or perhaps you aren't aware of your past hurts and traumas because you've just become an expert at living in a state of denial. But maybe on a deeper level, you're asking yourself, what's stopping you or what's hindering you from accessing more of your potential? Or maybe you've just become very apathetic about life and you're just not really sure why. Or maybe you're one of those people that continually makes themselves promises, but they just can't seem to stick to those promises or to actually action new routines and improved habits. Or maybe you just feel like your old vibrant and optimistic self, like the real you that you know attracts favor in all aspects of your life, just doesn't seem to exist anymore or can't be resuscitated. And that's a really sad place to be in, and the lowness can feel like too much at times. And maybe you feel like no amount of affirmations or pep talks seem to cut through the lull. I think we've all been there at some point or another. So how can we access healing on a deeper level? How can we revive our frequency and bounce back into a place of just attracting loveliness on all sides? The answer is that we do this by processing and releasing traumas and negativities. And this releasing and healing is the most important therapy that you will ever treat yourself to. Allowing yourself space and time to go through deep healing, it might seem really daunting, and facing the upheaval of emotions and then reintegrating can be quite hard too. But what is on the other side of that process is just incredible. And you really deserve to feel well. We all do. And we all deserve to gift ourselves the time and focus for healing, because it does change our lives for the best, and we are all worthy of the best. We are all worthy to understand and experience what love and worth truly feels like. When you heal and remove blockages within yourself, you just naturally become more attuned to the higher vibrations of the universe, which does inevitably attract success and other divine fruits into your life. I mean, just imagine the freedom and excitement that comes as a result of being fully released from emotional wounds and limiting beliefs and depreciating thoughts that just pummel us at times. The liberation that comes from letting all of that go and really reconnecting with your true higher self. Healing and transformation of the inner self really does cause healing and transformation in the outward reality too. That is just a fact of divine law. So for this video and the next few videos, I'm going to focus on the healing practices that I've personally found deeply transformative, because I know that I can personally attest to them. So we're going to be starting with the Essene mirror technique. And again, this practice assists with the sacred secretion process because healing encourages the free flow of divine light within you. And that allows for boosted pineal metabolism and the inner cleansing or baptism. And the mirror technique is a very ancient practice that stems from the immovable light race known as the Essenes. In their traditions, they observed 7 types of mirrors that were intrinsic for honest, clear self-reflection on the spiritual path. For me, this technique works on such a profound level that I managed to get to the root of some seriously debilitating programming. In fact, some of what was revealed to me and that I released through this practice were things that I wasn't even consciously aware of prior to doing this. When I first heard about it, my yoga instructor, a Kundalini Rishi, made me promise that I would practice the mirror technique for 21 consecutive days without judgment and without expectation. So that's exactly what I did. I just thought, I've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Maybe something will come up, maybe it won't. And I just went with it, and the results were just seriously significant. Looking into our own eyes, which are the windows of our soul, we experience the divine light within through this practice, and it just allows us to make such a deeper connection with ourselves, with that higher force, with divine mind in and through us, the perfect light that animates us and gives us power. And you'll be able to release tons of suppressed thoughts and emotion, and just clear the way for new, vibrant energy, and healing, and therefore success. And this technique provided me with an opportunity for healing inner child wounds that I'd been unknowingly carrying around for years and years. And I learned how to self-nurture, which is a real big key to all of this. Mirror technique allowed me to see myself with compassion and understanding, which empowered me to forgive not just myself but others as well, and to soothe myself and to encourage myself. And it ultimately inspired me to reclaim my true identity. And let me tell you that being able to discover a positive perception of self, an actual self-love, is an aha moment. I mean, it seems so simple, and I was like, how could I have been treating myself with so much disdain for so long and not even know it? So it is simple, but when you actually embody it and live it, it's different to just reading anecdotes about self-love all the time. It becomes so integrated with your reality that the results are just very organic and very subtle but noticeable. I just can't recommend it enough. Now, some of you might think that you don't have any trauma issues. Well, to that, I just want to say that's fantastic. And I don't want anyone to do anything that doesn't resonate with them. But I do want to highlight the fact that trauma isn't always a massively dramatic or obvious thing. Trauma manifests in the body from anything that we don't feel ready for, and by literally anything that overwhelms the emotional body. So we all have a level of trauma, regardless of whether we know it or not, or whether we think it's significant or not. And mirror technique actually works because it physically releases imprints and blockages stored in all the systems and cells of the body, from the densest to the most etheric, the most spiritual. It's incredible how when we treat ourselves with love and affection, again, it's so simple but so powerful, we are instantly more invincible and more powerful. We're like Sonic the Hedgehog with the invincibility star power just running through those levels, bouncing, vibing really high, and inevitably raising the sacred secretion and experiencing all the biochemicals of bliss. So you've just got to do it. As it says in James 1:23-24, for if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a mirror who looks intently at his natural face in the mirror. for he looks at himself and goes away and at once forget what he was like. So, like my teacher once said to me, I challenge you to 21 days of mirror technique without judgment and without expectation. Just do it and see for yourself. I've included a link to a free downloadable PDF to get you started. The link is in the description box below this video. So thank you very much for watching. As always, it is an honor to journey with you all. If you would like to know more about the sacred secretion, which is analogous with the Kundalini activation and superconsciousness awakening, you can consider taking my course on Teachable, or reading my books, or doing both. And all of those resources are linked in the description box below this video. So I pray that divine light manifests itself in you all, always and in all ways. Namaste.